Hey everybody, it has been a minute since I made a video by myself. I'm looking to see if it's going. It's been a minute, hasn't it? I have not done a video and I can't remember the last time I did one. But here it is, September 1st. We've been on this journey, Mark and I, we left San Diego back in April, if you believe it. It's been a long time. Definitely longer than the first journey that we made way back in 2017. And has life changed? I mean, it's really changed a lot. Not just, the typical what we see around us with the current climate in the planet, in this country, but just, I don't know, it just feels like we're living in a different world. It really does. It just feels like some of the places that we've been to on this journey, it's been like, yeah, we've been here before, but gosh, it did look different. It seemed like that when we were over at Cedar Breaks National Monument. I just remembered it. We both remembered it as looking different. But it just seems like life is just different these days. I mean, we just have a different way about us. We have a different way of seeing things. It's just been a crazy ride. We've done it differently than when we used to go on the Prius and just park wherever. We used to literally park wherever. It could have been, like a brewery parking lot. It could have been a rest stop. This trip's different though. This trip has been, and it's not a trip because it's our lifestyle. It's what we do. It's how we live out of our SUV here with our rooftop tent, and we have a little shelter that we purchased, and Mark's making dinner right now underneath this wonderful shelter that we have here in, what's this part of Arizona? It's out northwest Arizona. Kind of got tired of Utah. Utah's kicked our butt, to be honest with you. We got to Utah probably a couple weeks ago, and it's been a lot of different challenges, lots of rain, lots of wind, lots of changes. We had to stop. Like last night, we got back from a hike and I inadvertently forgot to book the middle part of a 4-day weekend, and we were in someone else's campsite, which was our campsite, which was, make a long story short, we had it for today, but yesterday I had let it lapse so that we didn't get covered for yesterday. So we had it days prior, and then we get back from our wonderful hike in Bryce Canyon, where we were at for the last several days, and we had a glorious day. It was beautiful, sun was out, weather was perfect. We took our hiking sticks, our hiking boots, and went out there and went for a 3-hour hike down into the canyon. All really cool things. All during that time, someone was trying to get a hold of us. The park ranger was like, you guys need to leave. Other people have gotten to their site. And I was like, no. When we got back, realized that I had made a huge mistake, and they were very accommodating. Although the people, and I don't blame them, they were pretty upset because we were in their site for the night. And they let us know. It was like, the guy told Mark, he's like, are you guys planning on leaving? And it was like, yeah, good, because this is our site. And it's like, okay, yeah, sorry, made a mistake. So we had to hightail it out of there. We were offered a campsite, but we declined because we have needs. Like, we need water, we need bathrooms, we need the ability to just have those amenities. And when you're used to certain things, which was really nice about the site the other day, was the restroom had area where you can go and clean your dishes. It was a separate room that you opened up, and it actually had a sink, if you believe it. Actual 2-part sink with hot water. Yeah, these are the things that you take for granted. Like when you live in a house or when you live in sticks and bricks anywhere in America, you go to the bathroom, you open the sink and you just get water out of your refrigerator, or you cook over the stove, and use the microwave. What's a microwave? Anyway, but these are luxury items when you're living, on the road and you're living with nature and experiencing the winds, and you have to go get your water. Like today we got here and it was like, last night we got here and it was like, where's the water? Okay, let's go look. Some of these sites, they already have water for the RVs and stuff like that, because people pay for their site. It includes water and power. And our site's a dry campsite, so it doesn't have any of those amenities. But those are the things we have to look for. This particular campground has a wonderful shower area. It has restrooms that are open 24/7. It even has coffee that they offer, if you want. I think it's Keurig coffee. But yeah, so these are the things that we live with on a daily basis. These are the challenges that we're presented with. A few days ago, we got some really bad wind and rain, and it was like, my gosh, we have to cook in the rain. How are we going to do that? So we just ended up making sandwiches. You end up making do, and that's pretty much kind of the gist of it. Treasure the times that we can take a nice shower. Like today is just wonderful because the showers are like amazing. There's like 4 showers over there, very private. It's just really nice. At first we were doing a lot of Planet Fitness while we were in California, but we changed up and moved out of California, drove into Oregon for quite a long time and camped out there. It was really nice. We had some really nice campgrounds in Oregon, and then we made our way to Idaho. We wanted to go to Glacier. We were so bummed. I had already gotten reservations for Glacier. This is probably a month ago at the Mary Lake campground up in northern Glacier. We started driving up there from Idaho. And would you know it, again, we're at the mercy of weather. There was a thunderstorm, system going through that area, and it was like, man, what are we going to do? So I looked at the weather and made the decision, I had to cancel the campsite. And that's another thing, you get out on the road and you're driving from here to there. And back in 2017, we were so free-spirited. We stayed in day use areas. We stayed in like campgrounds, not campgrounds, but we stayed at national parks, and we didn't think anything of it. I think the rules have changed, though. They've gotten a lot more strict with what you can and can't do. And some places are just like straight on, like no camping within the bounds of the national park unless you're in a campground. It's very obvious that they don't want people to camp in their cars, which is something that we see a lot more often these days. Back in 2017, it was few and far between that you saw a camping. RVs, yes. The age of the rooftop tent wasn't even around at the time. That became something later on. But, we tried to get up there to Glacier, and that's the thing. Sometimes when you book a campsite through the National Park Service, they have a site called Recreation. No longer are a lot of sites even first come, first serve anymore. You have to literally book it in advance. So if you get it a week in advance and a weather system comes through, there's been times when we've had to cancel it. And of course, cancellation fees, reservation fees are lost and stuff. So it's kind of a cluster F, if you know what I'm saying. It gets to be frustrating because the weather dictates so much of what we do. And this time around here, at this campsite, this campground, it's one of those things where we've got some of the amenities that we're looking for. There's free Wi-Fi here. There's, again, like I said, there's showers. There's this wonderful cover, in case it rains out here, which is, possible in the next few days and stuff. There's a green, grassy area out here, so it doesn't feel like you're out in the middle of the rocks and stuff like that. We have gravel, we have a picnic table. So I made the decision that we were going to stick around here for a week. That's the longest that we've ever stayed anywhere. Hopefully it's going to work out. The price was right. We were able to get it for a good deal. That's one of the things that we look for in a campground. Like when we were in Bryce, we paid like $15 for the campground every night. And, you know, every day at $15, that adds up. You know, 15 times 3 days is $45, you know, and then it just keeps going up and up. But we are just tired, you know, honestly, we're tired of, you know, we call it in Spanish, kitipong, where you're just like building, tearing down, moving, going, coming back, going, setting up, you know. So Mark says that we got our food ready, so I'll continue this at a later time, but just wanted to give you guys a heads up of what's been going on. I'm probably going to continue this video a little later. All right, see you in a bit.